Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, Public Health England's calling on parents to limit the number of sugary snacks and drinks that their children consume to a maximum of 2 per day. At the moment, half of children's sugar intake comes from unhealthy snacks. 1/5 of primary school children are obese in the UK as well. Sky's Sarah Hajbagheri is here. Tell us more about the advice that's been given today.
Well, January is a time when many of us are thinking about calories, but Public Health England are really emphasising on parents that it's time they start curbing their sugar intake when it comes to feeding their children. And that's because we've seen a huge increase in the number of children who are overweight and obese, but also because of the level of sugar that is being consumed. Recommendations are that children should have about 3 to 5 cubes of sugar per day, but actually they're having up to 15 cubes on average, so a really large increase. And they are urging parents to only give 2 treats per day, and for those treats to crucially be around 200 calories. Now, the problem is that many popular treats, chocolate bars for example, are up to 300 calories, and so therefore there's a real issue in terms of what children are eating. Let's have a listen to Public Health England.
Behind the headlines is a really serious issue at stake here, and that is that children are having too much sugar. Half of that sugar is coming from unhealthy snacks and sugary drinks, and children are roughly having 3 to 4 of these unhealthy snacks a day. All of that is stacking up, adding to the sugar in their diets, and is impacting on the rates of childhood obesity, and don't forget tooth decay as well.
A really shocking figure is that 1 in 3 children leave primary school overweight. Public Health England are hoping their recommendations will curb that, but there has been criticism. Institute of Economic Affairs have said that actually this is the nanny state interfering in people's private lives, so these recommendations have been controversial.
OK, Sarah, thank you.
Now, Public Health England is calling on parents to limit the number of sugary snacks their children eat. It says half of children's sugar intake comes from unhealthy food. Jenny Rosborough, campaign manager at Action on Sugar, joins us now from central London. Hi, Jenny, thanks for joining us.
Hiya.
How are these kids consuming this sugar?
So we know that children are having 2 to 3 times more sugar than is recommended each day, and that actually about half of this is coming from snacks and sugary drinks alone. So today, Change for Life's campaign is really about raising awareness of the amount of sugar and excess calories that we're getting from those snacks.
OK, so what do kids need to do to try to reduce that amount of calorie intake via sugary drinks and sweets and things? Because it's easy, isn't it? It's easy for a mum to give them a chocolate bar or, you know, give them a can of Coke or whatever, just to keep them quiet for a little bit while you're doing a million other things.
Yeah, so the focus should definitely be on the parents and what they can be doing rather than the children. And so the campaign is really about just kind of increasing that awareness. I mean, the focus is on calories, but we really want to also bring the focus back on nutrients to make sure that really when parents are choosing those snacks, that they're really choosing those nutritious ones. So not just focusing on the calories, but overall kind of nutritional value of the snacks.
Should we not be looking at, rather than parents and saying this is what you should and shouldn't be doing as far as your kids are concerned, should we not be looking at people that are putting 13 teaspoons of sugar in cereal and the like instead?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So the guidance from Change for Life is really just guidance. It's, you know, it's up to parents ultimately if they listen to the guidance, if they want to follow it, it's there if they want it, which lots of parents do want more information. But we do know that this awareness raising and education only goes so far. So we do need the government to do more. Not everyone is health engaged, or it's not that easy to be making all these healthier choices all the time when the sugary snacks are the ones that are on price promotion and on offer. So the government really have a role to play, first of all, in tackling price promotions and making sure that it's healthier snacks and foods that are really the discounted ones. And also making sure that companies participate in Public Health England's sugar reduction programme. So that programme is to get companies to reduce sugar by 20% by 2020. We're going to see the first lot of results from that in March this year. And really, if they're not participating and they haven't made the first step of 5% reduction, then we know that the government needs to take tougher action.
And how's that being achieved, that 20% reduction by 2020?
So they've got different ways of doing it. It's to reduce the sugar in the food. It's a lot easier to do that in drinks, and we've got the sugar tax for the drinks, which is really, really important. but also to reduce portion size and to shift the sales. So to make sure that if companies are promoting their products, they're promoting the lower sugar options, because at the moment, or up until now, that hasn't really been the case. And we want to make sure that we're encouraging parents to be choosing the lower sugar options as opposed to the higher sugar ones, which are on discount all the time.
So what do you do instead of a chocolate bar? What would you have mid-afternoon?
I think there's lots of different options. So I know that Change for Life have come out with some suggestions which is available for parents, so they should definitely take a look of that. But, you know, yogurts that are lower in sugar, if they're going to have a chocolate bar, then make it a treat, so more occasional, and go for one of the fun size ones, so not the bigger kind of portion size ones. But obviously fruit, that's the ultimate. We want to be getting children to be eating more fruit, and that contains fibre as well. Vegetable sticks with a healthier kind of dip as well, rice cakes. So just thinking a little bit more kind of outside the box of what we tend to think of as snacks.
Okay, good to talk to you. Thank you. I used
Thank you.
I used to give my little boy mango. That seemed to go down very well. It tastes very sweet, but it is fructose rather than sugar, she said, trying to be knowledgeable.
Parents are being urged to limit their children to 2 sugary snacks a day containing no more than 100 calories each in an effort to curb obesity and combat tooth decay. Every year, children in England are consuming, on average, almost 400 biscuits, around 100 portions of sweets and more than 150 cans of fizzy drink. Now Public Health England is launching a campaign to help parents find healthier options, as Seema Katecha reports.
Half the sugar us kids eat and drink each year comes from snacks and sugary drinks.
You are what you eat. At least that's how the saying goes. Through an ad campaign, parents are now being urged to think along the same lines. Feed your children healthier snacks to stop them from becoming obese. At the town hall in Birmingham, families are arriving for a theatre show.
So let's have a look.
It's not great, it's not great.
So what have we got here? We've got some popcorn.
Chris, how do you feel about that, Mum?
It's terrible, it is, I know.
You're 13 years old.
Yeah.
What snacks do you have on a daily basis?
Crisps and popcorn and chocolate.
The advice from Public Health England is to give children 2 snacks a day, amounting to 100 calories each. Popular foods, such as crisps and chocolate bars, contain around 200 calories, while a portion of chips can amount to 1,000. A can of fizzy drink can have as much as 150 calories.
Well, Public Health England say that children between the ages of 4 and 10 get more than half of their sugar intake from products like these, crisps, pastries and biscuits.
Around a third of primary school children are overweight or obese. The suggestion is to replace naughtier items with things like malt loaves, yogurts and plain rice cakes.
Tell me what your favourite snacks are.
Chocolate and crisps. Pancakes, lots of things.
Would you swap them?
No.
Or malt cake?
No.
Rice cakes?
No.
How about some yoghurt?
No. Too much sugar can cause our teeth to rot.
Along with the ad campaign, the agency is working with some supermarkets to offer a discount on less sugary foods.
We have a quarter of children in England with tooth decay aged 5, and that's something that's entirely preventable.
However, taste often overrules calorie content, and in many cases convincing fussy children to change their diet won't be without its challenges. Seema Katecha, BBC News, Birmingham.